Hello guys, my name is Venkatesh and welcome back to the Futures and Option video series. So till now, we have almost covered everything that is required to have a basic understanding of futures and options. And in this video, we'll have an overview of whatever we learned till now. And we'll do that by understanding the payout graph of equity, futures and options so that you'll have an understanding of what exactly is the kind of capital required to take a trade in equity, futures, and in options, and what exactly are the risks and rewards of taking trades in these three segments. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the concepts. So, this time, let's take a real stocks example. Let's consider Reliance. So, it is traded somewhere around 2300 rupees. So, let's see equity. So, in order to buy one share, will require a capital of 2300, and if we are a buyer we'll make a profit if the price of Reliance goes up, and if we are a seller we'll make a profit when the price of share is coming down. So let's say the price of share increases by 100 rupees. In that scenario, since we have only one share, we'll make a profit of we'll make a profit of 100 rupees. And if the price goes down by 100 rupees, we'll make a loss of 100 rupees if we are a buyer. Similarly, if we are a seller and let's say the price goes up by 100 points, we'll make a loss of 100 rupees. And if the price drops by 100 rupees, we'll make a profit of 100 rupees if we are a seller. So, what is the minimum capital required to in this scenario? It is 2300. That is one share. Similarly, what is the probability of a buyer and probability of seller? See, this is 2300. The price can either go up or go down. So, probability of a buyer is also 50%, and probability of seller is also 50%. Now let's see futures. So in futures, we cannot buy a single share. We have to buy it in lots. So Reliance lot size is 250. You have to buy minimum one lot, and in that particular lot you will be getting 250 shares. And the current expiry is on 23rd of Feb. So basically what happens is every last Thursday every last Thursday of a particular month is the expiry date for futures as well as stock options. So let's say there is a buyer and there is a seller. The buyer is going to make money when the price is going up, and the seller is going to make money when the price drops down. So let's say the price increases by 100 rupees. What will happen in this scenario? Buyer will make a profit of 100 rupees into what exactly is the lot size? It is 250 rupees, right? So he will make 25,000 rupees. Whereas seller will make a loss of 100 rupees, and since the lot size is 25, he'll make a loss of 25,000 rupees. Similarly, if the price drops down by 100 rupees, the seller is going to make profit, right? Yes. The seller is going to make profit by how much? 100 into 25. Again, 25,000 he'll make profit. Whereas the buyer is going to make a loss of how much? Same 100 into 25, 25,000. But what happens here is the futures price need not be 2300, right? It can either trade in premium or in discount. So let's say the futures price is traded at a 10 rupees premium, right? 2310 rupees. So in that scenario, what will happen is if there is a 100 rupees increase, the profit is not going to be 25,000. It is going to be 25,000 minus there is a 10 rupees premium, right? So 10 into 250. So overall it will be only 22,500 rupees. Why? Because see, the spot price is 2300 today. The futures price is 23 2310 rupees. But on the expiry date, what happens is spot price should be equal to the futures price. So these this 10 rupees difference should not be there on the date of expiry. So now if now if we consider the probability, so the probability of buyer will be less than probability of seller. So let's say probability of buyer is around 53%. The probability seller will only be 47% given the futures is traded at a premium. Now let's say spot price is 2300 whereas futures price is 2290. Let's say it is traded at a 10 rupees discount. Okay. In this scenario, what will happen is probability of buyer will be greater than probability of seller. Why? Because this 10 rupees price difference should not be there on the date of expiry. It should be zero. So what will happen is probability of buyer will be somewhere around, let's say, 53%. Basically it will be greater than 50%. It could be 51, 52, or even 55%. It will depend on the premium or the discount, and probability of seller will be somewhere around 47%. So the minimum capital required for this transaction to happen is to buy one lot of Reliance. It will cost us somewhere around 1,08,000 rupees. And what is the probability? Probability of buyer is somewhere around 53%. Probability of seller is somewhere around 47%, because currently Reliance is traded at a premium. Now let's look at options. So options can basically be in the money, at the money, or out of the money, right? And since Reliance is at 2300 now, let's say we consider 2300 call option. So this is in the money. This is at the money. Similarly, what will be in the money? It will be somewhere around 2200 CE, right? And out of the money, 2400 CE, right? So now let's compare these three options. So the price of 2300 CE as of today is around 100 rupees, and 2400 CE is around 50 rupees, and 2200 CE is around 170 rupees. Okay. So now let's plot the graph of these three options. So this is 2200, this is 2300, this is 2400. So like we learned, what is the break even point? Break even point is basically the strike price plus the premium, right? So 2200 plus 170 will be 2370 rupees. So this is 23 and 70. Similarly, 23 plus 100 will be 2400. So this is 2400. And 24 plus 50 is 2450. So this is 2450, right? So let's draw the graphs. So this is how the graph is going to look like. Yeah. And now let's see how much would this cost us. So this is going to cost us 100 into, what is the lot size? It is 250, right? 100 into 250. So this is going to cost us 25,000. So the maximum loss in this scenario is the premium, right? It is 25,000. Similarly, if we consider this, so this costs us 50 rupees into what is the lot size? Lot size it is 250, right? So it is going to cost us 12.5 thousand. So maximum loss we can have is 12,500. Similarly, in this scenario, we can have a maximum loss of 170 into lot size 25, that is 42,500. So we can have a maximum loss of 42,500. Now let's plot the current price, that is 2300, right? So this is the current price in at the money option, whereas this is the current price at in the money, and this is the current price, that is 2300 at out of the money options. Now let's look at the placement of these current prices. So from break even to this current price, this is 20, current price is 2300 and the break even is 2370. So this is 70 points. Similarly, break at the money options, break even is 2400, current price is 2300. So this distance is 100. And in this out of the money option, this price is 2450 and current price is 2300. So this distance is going to be 150. So what I'm trying to say here is, in order for the buyer of a option to start making profits, out of the money option has to make a move of 150 points, whereas at the money option has to make a move of 100 points, and in the money option has to make a move of only 70 rupees. So what I'm trying to say here is, an option an option buyer always tries to buy in the money and at the money options, because the probability to win will be greater, because they have to make only 100, 70 and 100 rupees, 100 point move, right? But when we come to out of the money options, this is a 150 point move, which will be way tougher than making a move of 100 or 70. So now let's look how exactly will the capital required look like. Since an option buyer only needs to pay the amount of premium, so in order to buy in the money options, it will cost us around 42,000 for this Reliance options, and at the money option will cost us 25,000, and out of the money option will cost us only 12,500. But for a seller, the capital required will be approximately 1 lakh rupees. Why? Because seller's maximum loss is undefined, right? So he he should pay somewhere close to futures price, right? So he'll be paying somewhere around 1 lakh rupees. Now let's compare call option and put option. So call option 2300 and put option 2300. So there will always be a difference between the price of the same call and put option, even if they are at the money, because of market sentiments. So currently Reliance 2300 CE is traded nearly at 100 rupees, whereas the put option is only about 50 rupees. So the graph of call option would look like this, whereas the graph of put option will look like this. So this is basically 2300, 2300, and the break even is basically 2300 plus 100, that is 2400, and in put option it is 2300 minus 50, so it is 2250 rupees. So the call option buyer is going to make a profit if the price goes up and the break even is at 2400, and the put option buyer will make a profit if the price is coming down and the break even point is 2250. So the current price is 2300, right? Let's see what will happen if the price moves up by 200 rupees and comes down by 200 rupees. So let's see this situation first. If the price has moved up by 200 rupees. So in that situation, the price has moved from 23 to 2500, right? So the profit would be somewhere close to 25,000, as after break even point it has moved up by 100 points. And in put option buyer scenario, if the price has moved up by 100 points, so at 2500 we will have a loss of 50 into 250, that is 12,500. This will be the loss for put buyer. Now let's see what will happen when the price comes down by 200 rupees. In that situation, the price will be 2100 rupees, right? So the call option buyer will have a loss of 100 rupees into the lot size is 250. So the call option buyer will make a loss of 25,000, whereas the put option buyer will make a profit of, this is 21,000, right? So he'll make a profit somewhere around 38,000. Why 38,000 and why not 25,000? Because when the price moved up, the call option buyer made a profit of 25,000, right? Whereas when the price is coming down by 200 points, the put option buyer is making more money. Why is that? Because see, this is 2500, right? And the break even point was 2250. So this is 2100, right? And the break even point was 2250. So this is a 150 point move, whereas the call option buyer only had a 100-point move after break even. And why is this difference there? Because the premium of call option was higher than the premium of put option. So this was 100 rupees, and this up move was 100 rupees, whereas in put options this was only 50 rupees, and the total move after break even was 150 rupees, and that is why it is not 25,000, it will be somewhere close to 38,000. So now let's compare everything. So Reliance is traded at 2300, its lot size is 250 rupees, and expiry is on 23rd of February. So when we see equity, every 100-point move will give us a profit of 100 rupees. Similarly, on the downside, every 100-point move on the downside will give us a loss of 100 rupees. But when we see futures, every 100-point move up will give us a profit of 20,000 because the lot size is 250. Similarly, on the downside, every 100-point move on the downside will fetch us a loss of 25,000 because the lot size is 250. So this is how the graph of equity and future will look like. Now let's see options, and let's see only at the money options. So at the money 2300 CE option is costing us around 100 rupees, whereas 2300 PE is costing us around 50 rupees, and the capital required to carry out this transaction is, the buyer of the call option will have to pay us around 25,000 rupees, whereas seller will have to pay us around 1 lakh rupees, similar to what the futures person had to pay us. And if we consider put options, the buyer has to pay only 12,500, and the put option seller has to pay a sum of 1 lakh rupees. And like we discussed, there will be a difference between the profit of the buyer and the seller for the similar 200-point moves, because this difference is 150, whereas this distance is only 100 rupees in call options. So that's it, guys. I hope you like this series. Thank you for watching.